Good to have you back with us on Ed Schultz News and Commentary. One of the odd pieces of information that came out yesterday was that after Bernie Sanders met with President Obama, it was reported that it's only the second private meeting in 7 years that he's had with the president. And I thought to myself, that's really interesting. From the standpoint that, Bernie was in the mix on the Affordable Care Act. Bernie's on the Budget Committee. Bernie did a heck of a lot of work on the Veterans Committee. And I thought that was, wow, Obama's only met with him twice privately? Whatever. Here's what Bernie said after the meeting.
The president and I discussed this morning a number of issues, foreign policy issues, domestic issues, occasionally a little bit of politics. But I enjoyed the meeting, and I thought it was a very positive and constructive meeting. What the president has tried to do, what Vice President Biden has tried to do, is to be as even-handed as they can be. And I know there was some discussion the other day about a Politico interview where he was tipping the scale towards Secretary Clinton. I don't believe that at all. I think he and the vice president have tried to be fair and even-handed in the process, and I expect they will continue to be that way.
Well, you know what? Everybody thought, it was an endorsement. Well, wait a second. President Obama has worked hard and long with Hillary Clinton. She was Secretary of State. I mean, come on. There's a history there. And now the backdrop to that is, Bernie and Obama have only met twice privately. Of course he's going to be in a position to say more about Hillary Clinton than he would Bernie Sanders. Jonathan Alter, MSNBC political analyst and author with us. Jonathan, good to have you with us.
Great to be here, Ed.
What do you make of that meeting yesterday?
Well, I think what Sanders said at the end of it was the key thing. The reason that he asked for the meeting was to try to, rebut the takeaway from the interview with Glenn Thrush, the Politico writer who has a radio show, a podcast, and that President Obama went on, and so after he seemed to indicate that he liked Hillary Clinton without endorsing her, the Sanders people immediately asked for a meeting with the president to show that he, was still neutral in the race, which they need. That's something they very much need going into the Iowa caucuses, the New Hampshire primary. I think you're right that most voters, if they really care a lot about what Barack Obama thinks, will reasonably conclude that even though he hasn't made an endorsement, that he prefers Hillary.
What do you make of this dust up now with debates? Bernie Sanders puts out a release over the night, and he says that he'll debate 3 more times. But it doesn't want to do it on the weekend, doesn't want to do it on a holiday, and wants Martin O'Malley involved, and there has to be one a month over the next 3 months. And there's a school of thought out there that one of the reasons why this is happening is because Hillary's behind. And yesterday, they had the Clinton camp had talked about a debate before New Hampshire. What do you? Is this just political back and forth, campaign jockeying? What is this?
Now, this is kind of a fix, almost a do-over. The Hillary people made a bad mistake, I think. Early last year, when they were scheduling the debates, they tried to hide them on the weekends. They thought that the best thing for Hillary would be if, she didn't have to debate Sanders any more than necessary because she was so far ahead. That blew up in their face. It made them look manipulative. It was stupid because Hillary's a good debater and there's no reason to hide her. So I think you have a situation now where it's in both candidates' interest to have some more of these debates. They're substantive, unlike the Republicans. They're civil, and it's good for the voters to see them debating more often. So I think it's one of those cases where they're going to fix it, and we're going to see more debates.
You think Trump gets hurt by not debating tonight on Fox?
I don't really think so. I think with Trump, it's all about strength. And he looks strong. He looks like he got the better of Fox, and I don't think it will make make him look like a coward or anything like that, even though I think he is, because I think any bully is ultimately a coward when you strip away their bullying. But I don't think he's afraid of Megyn Kelly. You know, he did well in the last couple of debates. I think it's that he doesn't let anybody push him around. That's his brand. That's who he thinks he is. It's a terrible trait in a president, this kind of behavior, of course. But I think he'll get away with it. The big question is the one that Lawrence O'Donnell raised last night, which is, will he ever debate again? You know, I'm not sure that he wants to. You know, when the field narrows, I'm not sure he wants to go in there, you know, one-on-one with Ted Cruz and one other. I don't think he would want to debate the Democrat in a general election.
I thought that Trump said late yesterday that he would do one-on-one with Cruz.
Well, what he says is not worth very much. We know that.
Okay.
I think Lawrence might be right that I think you're going to see a precedent here where he's going to try to. He's going to make every debate a negotiation and see what kind of leverage he has going into the debate. And we're going to be subjected to an endless series of debates over debates. You know, will Donald Trump show up for the South Carolina debate? You know, will he show up for the debate with Hillary or Bernie? You know, and he will. That's just the way he rolls. Yeah. Everything is a question of what leverage does he have. It's all about him. His participation in the debate is the only thing that he cares about. It's about him, not about the issues, not about the country. It's just more megalomaniacal, narcissistic behavior. But in this case, because these are alpha male contests in a certain sense, you know, who's king of the hill, who's strong, who's tough, that he's reinforced his brand on this whole debate over debates.
That pretty much clears the beach. Jonathan Alter, great to visit with you. I appreciate your time.
Yeah,
thanks so much.
Great talking to you, Ed. Take care.
You bet. Author, MSNBC political analyst.